What is good, my Rags and Fitness people, my Rags and Fitness folks, my Rags and Fitness fam? It's your man Rags, back off up in this thing. And when I tell you I'm up in it, I'm talking about I'm knee deep, all the way off up in it. Hey guys, let's do each other a favor, right? Help me help you. Let's all keep God first, guys. Let's keep the main thing, that Alpha and Omega, man. He's the first thing we think about when we wake up in the morning, the last thing we think about when we go to sleep, guys. Let's please do that. Hey, man, do me a favor. For all of my Crimson Tide football fans, can I please get a roll? Tide, roll, baby! Hey guys, old Rags is back at it again, man. So hey, man, let's jump right into this thing, right? Rags, what are you making the video about tonight, guys? This is what I want to do. I want to talk about this, right? I want to compare Mr. Kalen DeBoer to Mr. Nicholas Saban for a minute. Hold on. Hey, man, before you get your draws in the wad, right? Guys, I'm not really comparing them in that way as far as X's and O's go or nothing like that, guys. I don't know who's going to be the best coach when they come to play calling and all that stuff. But this is what I do want to compare, right? I want to compare the coaching staffs, guys. And I think within the last maybe 4 or 5 years, man, of the Nick Saban coaching staffs, I do believe right now Mr. Kalen DeBoer is putting together a better staff than Mr. Nicholas Saban has been able to put together, guys. That may just be my opinion, but looking at it, looking at the guys, these dudes that we're putting on this staff right now, this coaching staff, seeing how they are able to lead kids and how they are able to gather these kids up, do more with less, right? I really do believe that we have one of the best coaching staffs all around, right? I'm not saying we have the best head coach, because when it comes to Nicholas Saban, we all know that this guy was the GOAT. He's one of the greatest of all times, him and Bear. Hey, man, we could claim both of those as our own, right? But when it boils down to it, man, I do believe that Mr. Kalen DeBoer is putting around a better support staff, a better coaching staff that Mr. Nicholas Saban has been able to do within the last few years. Now, I'm not saying since Mr. Saban been there, because he's had some great coaching staffs there, right? But we all know that throughout the years, the coaching staffs have been poached. A lot of guys didn't really want to come towards the end of Mr. Nicholas Saban's career, i.e. Mr. Ryan Grubb, right? He was one of our first choices offensive coordinator-wise before we got Mr. Tommy Rees. But as we can see, man, this guy, Kalen DeBoer, is putting together, I feel like, a killer staff, right? And hey, man, let's jump into it. Let's talk about it real quick. So we know Mr. Kalen DeBoer has been tapped as our head coach, right? That's our head man. This is the person we're going to have to get behind, right? But the supporting staff, let's talk about the offensive side of the ball first, right? This guy went and got some dudes, man. Let's talk about the offensive coordinator, Mr. Ryan Grubb, man. We saw what this guy did at Washington, man. He put together some stuff. He called some plays, man. He had the play calling ability to shock the world, man. And then he went out and get a Michael Penix Jr., man, to be that catalyst of his play calling, right? Man, this guy's dynamic, man, when it comes to playing calling plays. And Mr. Nicholas Saban, like I stated earlier, was trying to make this guy a priority about 2 years ago, right? And this guy just said, hey, man, I'm going to stay at home and I'm going to coach under Mr. Kalen DeBoer, right? This guy is loyal to Mr. Kalen DeBoer, man, and that's a good thing, right? Coach Debo. So let's talk about this offensive line coach, Scott Huff, man. What can we say about Mr. Scott Huff, man? This guy is he's the winner of the Joe Moore Award. He's not the actual winner, but he coached a unit that was the winner of the Joe Moore Award. We all know the Joe Moore Award goes to the most outstanding unit and offensive line unit in college football, guys. And this guy he had the luxury of coaching up some guys that was willing to learn, some guys that was willing to put in the work. And guess what comes out of that, right? A Joe Moore Award, guys. Here we got one of the players, Mr. Parker Brailsford, right? He's coming over from playing the center position. He was anchoring that line. Now he's over at Alabama. So, hey, this guy's used to being the winner of that award, right? He's going to snap the ball correctly the way that he's supposed to snap it in. And, hey, one thing the center is supposed to be on the offensive line, he's supposed to be one of the smartest players, right? So I think we got something working here, man. He's a young guy still. He's going to be a sophomore this year. So, hey, we got something coming over with that offensive line, man. Tight end coach, you got Mr. Nick Sheridan, man. We got some good tight ends, man. We got Caleb Odom coming in, right? We got CJ Dupree. Guys, the future is still looking good as far as the offensive side of the ball go. It's really looking good as far as the whole team go, right? We got the wide receivers coach, Mr. Jamarcus Shepard, and I believe this guy is going to be an integral part of this football team this year, man. He's going to be getting these guys ready, Mr. Ryan Williams. He's going to be getting the Laws and all of the wide receivers ready to play, guys. Some of the wide receivers just not popping up in my head right now. The Prentices and all those guys, man, right? The Emmanuel Hendersons, right? This is going to be the guy in charge of getting these guys ready, man, route running. And I watched the video of this guy, man. He's into God, right? He's intense, and that's what we need, guys. Even as a wide receiver, we all know wide receivers are be kind of diva-like, right? But this guy, man, he coached these guys to be pretty tough. And one thing that the Washington Huskies had, they had good blocking receivers, guys. So if we can incorporate that onto our team, man, this coach getting our wide receivers right, I think we got something special, guys. So we got the running back coach, guys. We retained this guy, Mr. Robert Gillespie, right? And you know that we got the Just Jam combo, right? The Justin Haynes and the Jam Miller, right? We got the young guys coming in. Hey, don't be surprised to see this young kid Hill get in pretty early. This guy's a load. I stood right next to this guy during the Army All-American game. This kid is a load. So watch out for this young man playing pretty early, man, alongside my guy Richard Young, right? Guys, that's a pretty good group offensive wise, right? And I know that we probably have a lot of more guys that's going to be coming on. I watched the interview with Mr. Kalen DeBoer the other day. He said coming soon, he's going to be announcing the rest of the coaches that he's going to have on staff, right? So guys, let's step over into the defensive side of the ball, right? And maybe it's going to be some more, like I said, it's going to be added on soon, or hopefully I didn't forget about anybody, guys. But let's talk about the main guy, right? Mr. Kane Wommack, right? Mr. Kane Wommack, he's the former head coach of South Alabama, right? This guy's going to be coming over. He's going to be incorporating that 4-2-5 defense, man. Hey, man, hopefully we can do something with this, man. We got the guys coming off the edge, man. You know we're going to have some nice edge rushers out there, outside linebackers. We just got us a good one in Noah Carter, man. Young guy, but you still got the Keon Keeleys. You got the Q Robinsons. You got these guys that's coming back. That's going to be an integral part of this defense, right? And I think this year we're gonna stress getting to the quarterback, right? As long as we can be firm in that middle, guys, with the Jaheim Otises and the Keenans and those guys, I believe we stress coming off those edges, man. I believe we're going to have something very powerful with this defense, guys. You all know that Mr. Freddie Roach was named assistant head coach the other day. He was elevated in position. So we got Mr. Freddie Roach coming back, defensive line coach. I attended A-Day games and fan days and stuff like that, man. And I saw how intense Mr. Freddie Roach was last year, man. I mean, he was jumping all over these kids, and I believe he's going to have these kids ready to go. Only thing we need more quarterback rushing, guys. So Mr. Freddie Roach, man, I believe this year he's gonna be that guy that's gonna get it done this year, guys. We got Mr. Maurice Linquist, right? This guy's going to be the cornerback coach, right? He's coming over, and he's also the co-defensive coordinator. He's coming over from being the head coach of Buffalo, guys. So you think about it, we got a lot of coaches that they left the head coaching behind, right? They was over a whole program, right? They left head coaching behind to come and coach a position here at Alabama, man. That means something, right? That means that we have guys that know how to lead meetings. We got guys that know how to lead young men, right? And I believe, man, it's gonna be crazy. No fly zone with this guy, man. Maurice Linquist, man. This guy's been at Texas A&M. He's been a Dallas Cowboy cornerback coach. I mean, he's been a lot of places. I think he was at Mississippi State at one point in time, guys. This guy's been over, man. He know the lay of the land in the South, right? So as far as recruiting, he's going to be one of those guys we're going to lean on, we're going to count on, right? Speaking of recruiting, we got three young men here that I'm going to be talking about. We got one in Courtney Morgan. He's the GM. He's going to be the guy that's pretty much putting a lot together, right? And from what I hear, he was one of the guys that was putting that Michigan squad together, you know, about 2 or 3 years ago, right? And then he left there and went over to Washington, and he helped put that squad together. I mean, you're talking about the current national college football champions, right? And you're talking about the runner-ups, right? This guy had his hand in both of those programs at one point in time as far as the personnel goes. So I think we lucked out with that guy. And you got Mr. Jared McElwain. He's going to be the directing of scouting, right? And it's just what it is. He's directing the scouting, right? He's going to be the guy saying, hey, this guy's got talent. That guy's got talent. He's located here. He's located there, right? He's going to be the one probably sending guys out to different places saying, hey, look at this guy, look at that guy, right? He's going to be the guy we're going to count on to find the talent, right? And the other guys are going to go out and recruit that talent. So after that, we got this new guy that we're planning on hiring. It just came out today, Mr. Jatavius Sanders, and he's going to be the director of recruiting strategy, right? So what I'm guessing that's going to be is strategizing the recruiting, right? What are we going to do as far as recruiting these young men when we bring them in to the facilities? How are we going to welcome these young men in? I don't know if you guys saw the Ryan Williams recruitment at all, but they pretty much laid it out for Ryan Williams. They had the Hollywood signs and stuff everywhere, the walk on the Hollywood walk, and then they had the family and stuff like that out there, guys. These young kids like that stuff. They want to be courted, right? They want to be wanted, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just what these young kids want right now. And the better you can get at that, the more recruits and the more talent you can bring into your program along with that NIL. I'm pretty sure these guys are going to have some dealings with that too, right? So that's what we got. And this guy, Jatavius Davis, like I said, he's from NC State. That's where he's coming from. So word in today, we're going to be trying to bring that guy in. We're going to be bringing that guy in to be the director of recruiting strategy. Guys, we still have our strength and conditioning coaches on hand, right? These are going to be the guys that's going to be having their hands on our players, on our recruits, on our talent while the actual coaches are not there. So these guys mean a lot to the program, man. These guys are a very big, integral part to the program, right? These are the guys that's with these kids probably more than they're with them, with their peers, with their family, with anybody, man. So strength and conditioning wise, I think we'll be good there. We retained our guy that we had in the Nick Saban era. I mean, the Nick Saban staff, right? So I think everything is going to be good on that end, man. But like I said before, man, I just wanted to get in here and I want to touch bases with you guys. And I want to see what you guys think, man. Get in the comment section and tell me, what do you think about this coaching staff, man? Do you think that this is one of our best coaching staffs as far as the supporting cast, you know, the offensive coordinators? I'm not saying, I know we're not going to say that Mr. Kalen DeBoer is better than Nick Saban, because recruiting alone, Nick Saban was the GOAT just in recruiting alone, guys. I mean, he stepped in your living room, man. Everybody in your city want to come over to your house when they know that Mr. Nicholas Saban is coming to your hood, to your town, your neighborhood. Everybody want to be there to see the GOAT, man. But like I said, as far as X's and O's go, we're going to see that part of it. When time come this fall, we're going to see what's going to go on, man, what's going to happen, man. It's looking to be that right now in college football, the head coaching position is turning into a younger man's game, man. The recruiting that you have to do and the time frame that you have to do with the NIL going on, you got to have a lot of energy. You have to be spring loaded. You have to be up on it. You have to be savvy with technology. I know you have a whole team for that, but you also need to be savvy with this stuff yourself, man. And to me, it seems like it's leaning towards that young man coaching game, right? So when you look at Kalen DeBoer being, I think he's 49 years old right now, somewhere in that area, right? They're still young to be a head coach of a program, especially Alabama program. We usually have some guys that's a little bit older. But guys, I think when Nicholas Saban started, he was in his 50s, his late 50s or something like that, mid 50s. Hey, man, only thing we can do is wait, man. We got a lot of things going on. Mr. Jalen Milroe had his camp. I was supposed to be there today, guys. I didn't make it. I told you guys I was going to have a surprise for you, but I didn't make it. Got some more things going on, guys. We're still going to the Reese's Bowl. right? I will be behind the scenes. I will be talking to maybe some players. Maybe I can get Mr. Michael Penix Jr. Maybe I can get Mr. We know we're gonna get Justin Ebogbe, JE. We're gonna get our players, right? Maybe I can get Bo Nix or some of those players, guys. So if any other team is watching me and you want me to interview your player or ask your player a few questions, hey, man, put it down in the comment section and I'll get to them and I'll go and ask some questions. And, hey, man, we'll get that put here on the platform. Guys, I've went over, man. I went 15 minutes long. I wasn't planning on doing that. But with all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, old Rags has got to get out of here because I know for a fact you like looking down into the deeps of my eyes. You're looking in them right now as we speak. Hey, man, I got to get out of here already. Yeah.